Fred the Showtime here on WSBA Plus. Thanks for being with us. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. This is Thanksgiving week as you're watching this, and it's one of the biggest weeks of the year for our two guests today, and they are old friends. It's great to have them back again. Bill Ellis, Beth Bradley. You listen to them every morning on Whistle 100.5, the Ellis and Bradley Show. How many years together for you two guys now?
Ooh, 25 in March.
Yeah, 25 years.
25 years in March.
And we're only 42 years old.
Yeah. I know. I started when I was a child.
I was just 6.
My mom used to pick me up after work. I kid.
We're on Fred.
How could the... You know, I heard a saying, it's not mine. I think it was a football coach who said days are long and years are fast.
Yes, it's true.
And
it's very true.
That is proof of that right there.
You know, that's never been said by a young person, but as you get old and you have some years behind you, then you realize you're exactly right.
I know. You know, I spend most of my life going, I can't believe it's already summer. I can't believe it's already Christmas. I can't believe it's already this and that. You know, I guess it's just time flies.
One season flows to the next.
Yes.
Well, this is a big week for you guys. Now, let's be honest. First of all, we are recording on a Tuesday the week before Thanksgiving week. But 1 week from when we're recording, Tuesday, November 25th, it is a big day for your show because once again, is it the 19th annual Ellis and Bradley Turkey Fry?
It is.
It's the craziest thing. We were in Nashville back, about 2006.
Yep.
And we met up with Tracy Lawrence. We were interviewing him and said, hey, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? He said, well, I do a turkey fry for a mission in Nashville. And it just stuck in my head. And so, you know, this is about a week before Thanksgiving. We get back on the air and we're on the show. And I said, Beth, what do you think? Get out there and encourage people. Let's do a turkey fry. And what'd you say?
I said, do you know how to fry a turkey?
No.
He said, no.
We know how to fry a turkey. We didn't know who to fry it for.
I thought he knew how because he asked if we wanted to.
But it was just one of those moments. And we put it out on the show. And Susan Potberg from Miracle Hill called and said, yeah, we would love to host if you can find somebody to fry turkeys. Well, there's one part of it. And then this wonderful lady, Sally Lane, called up and said, I've got 3 boys, Buck, Scott, and Chris, and they will come out and fry turkeys. They know how to do this. And the first year, how many turkeys did we fry?
41,
something like that.
One of our fryers broke. We had 4, so we're down to 3.
And I didn't know even at that time that you couldn't use frozen turkeys. So I mean, we knew nothing about nothing. It's funny because we interviewed Scott, one of the original fry men, who are still with us. And he'll be with us for this year's fry. And he's going to tell you something. When Mama volunteered us and called us, we had no idea how to fry turkeys. We had no idea.
Mama told us, I got 3 boys, they know how to do this. We're like, oh, thank goodness. And they showed up, like, we don't know what to do.
I mean, they even bought fryers because they had never done this before.
Right.
But thanks to their efforts, the efforts of the community, and of course of Miracle Hill, we're in our 19th year. This year, the goal is to fry 700 turkeys in one day.
Turkeys.
And that will provide a warm meal for thousands of men, women, and children served by Miracle Hill, not just at Thanksgiving, but through Christmas and into the new year. It really is our Thanksgiving.
And look how pretty they look, right? They always come out so nice.
They start nice.
Yes.
Now, that's the fry pit you're looking at right there. My job is to monitor and quality control during the course of the day.
The wings can't be used, so he eats all the wings. So walking around like a king in a wing.
Somebody's got to do it.
I know.
That's my job. That's the hardest work we do. You can see all the volunteers. You just see the fry team right there, but there's the cooling station, the cutting station,
Tell
hundreds
about the big
of people.
freezing truck, too.
There's a huge
well, I guess that's the cooling station. We go in there. No, that's where they keep the turkeys.
Yeah, they keep the turkeys there. It's a big tractor trailer. And there's a guy named Rich House, who's a great gentleman, and that's been his job from day one. He stays inside that truck all day, and he comes out like a popsicle at the end of the day. And I'm sitting there by the fryer. I got a wing in my mouth. And going, good job, fella.
You killed it. You killed it.
Killed it again.
This thing is just, that's the thing I love about it. Is that it grew just so organically.
It did.
You know, it wasn't like, God bless marketing people, but it's not like some of the marketing said like, hey, let's do this. I mean, one idea led to all this.
Yeah, the funny thing is too, and you're right, because we had men showing up, not even that year, but the next year, who didn't call, just with a fryer in the back of the truck. Men and women would show up with just a fryer. We heard this last year. We thought maybe you needed it, and we heard you talking about it. And now we're a bit more organized, but in the beginning, that's like you say, grassroots. That's how it starts.
It was very much much that. And still there's a large component of that grassroots effort. Like if you can go to miraclehill.org/turkey fry, you'll see all the details about how to volunteer, how to participate in all of that.
We have an Amazon list now. We didn't know what Amazon was back in the day.
Listen, we'll be back next year. So if you don't get in this year, next year, it's always the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, weather permitting, that we'll do this. And it's a labor of love. It's one of the funnest things we get to do all year. And in a business that's filled with fun things to do.
Right. And what we love about Miracle Hill, for those that don't know, the smaller, there's a lot of smaller ministries and charities out there. They come to Miracle Hill and they get those turkeys as well. So if you're like in a small place in Union or a little outside of Spartanburg, they come and get the turkeys and feed their people as well. So we love that part of it too.
It's wonderful, man.
It is just so cool how this has all worked out. Was there one particular year, and it would be early on because it's been such a success, that you said like, okay, this is a big deal?
Yeah. I would think maybe by the time we got to our 10th annual, when we hit that milestone, everything's always about the 10s and the 5s, but when we hit our 10th annual, I can remember that year quite well. It was a challenging weather year, but we had so many people. You guys were kind enough to show up and do live cut-ins as you do every year, and you had a sense that this thing's really taking off.
That's when I knew it was big, when TV started showing up. When Channel 7 pulled up, I was like,
when TV shows up, it's a big deal.
Exactly. I know. When we come in and ruin everything.
No, we love it.
You guys have been great support. So that was for sure about the 10th year, and here we are in the year 19. It's crazy.
It just flies by, and I'm sure that you do your job, and you're done on that Tuesday. But I bet you've got some wonderful stories you've heard over the years of the people who benefited. And again, more than 700 birds are going to thank you for your service.
Right.
On Tuesday.
The Miracle Mission's right over there on St. John Street, and you can smell it from miles away all day. You have to. One of the great stories was from an individual. I believe it was a woman who was now one of the volunteers, somebody that's very much a part of this effort each and every year. But she was a beneficiary of one of the earlier turkey fries, because we were the folks who received the turkeys, and we were so blessed, and life has improved for us in so many ways, and we want to give back. So people who once received the gracious goodness of your giving has now being a part of this operation in yours.
And that's what we noticed too. And Fred, you've done enough charity work to know that people sometimes who have been in need or themselves are just getting by are the ones that usually volunteer and come out and help. And it's the sweetest, kindest thing you'll ever see. It really is.
It's the best.
Yeah,
it's the best.
So good. And I like when people bring their kids. It teaches the kids kind of be, volunteer, and you see that there's a need out there. Yeah, we always have food on our table, but that's not the case for everybody.
Yeah. So. And you're probably getting into some second generations now.
Yeah. We are.
We are.
Remember, how old was Scott's daughter, Lindsay? She was like 5 or 6?
She was 5 years old the first year. She's graduated from college now. It's got a boyfriend, and it's one of these things. My grandkids have come out participated in this thing as well, and yes, it has become a generational thing, which is our show is a generational thing. I mean, I've been on Whistle. I've been on Whistles for 38 years now. Wow. So I hear stories like. My grandmama used to listen to you on the way to school.
I know.
And I'm going, oh.
There's not like somebody with a baby on the hip going, I grew up listening to you. Which I love.
I know. Bill and I, we got here the same year.
Oh, did
That's
you?
Right.
I got here in 1987. Wow. I started in sports, and I get I grew up watching you. And, that sounds kind of cool. It sounds kind of frightening at the same time.
It is both cool and frightening, but Jen,
it's
you know
a gift to have that, but it also is like,
it's rare, Fred, as you know. I mean, Beth, 25 years here, you and me, 30-something years here. That's rare. And it's an honor to be, when someone comes up to you and says, you know what, you've been a part of my family, before I was even born.
That's true.
That's a cool thing.
Because in the radio business, you're in the little private more parts with them. They're in the bathrooms and getting dressed and doing the makeup, and same with morning television.
Oh, man, the average lifespan of a radio morning show is about 3 years, because they're usually like a 3-year contract. Yeah. And at the end of 3, they decide,
my fob don't
not
work
the one.
Why can't I get in the door?
Out the door you go. And for us to be blessed to be here this long and doing what we love to do each and every morning is awesome.
It is worth mentioning, and I don't know, the nomination is the award.
Said our friend Fred.
The nomination is the award, but I mean, I'm sure you know the numbers. CMA Personalities of the Year, CMA Morning Show of the Year. Yeah. I know it's a lot of competition, but at least that's in rarefied air.
Well, you know what? let's be super honest with Fred and tell him we really thought this was our year. We really
did.
We loved everything about it. Was just, and we had people who never call our bosses. Hey, we heard the tape. This is our year. And we're like, You almost let yourself start believing it that much, and then they're like, no.
The thing about this year's entry was it was all about the people of what we call Whistleland, because it was all about what happened when Hurricane Helene came through. Yeah. And how you guys did this on TV. We did this on our show. We all came together as a community, and we were the point A to point B people. We were the ones connecting the need with the supply. The person who's hurting from the person who can help. And that was all a part of the package that we submitted. And, we were honored to be nominated. We really thought this was going to be the year, but it's not to be. We are definitely the Susan Lucci's of the CMA Awards.
But we still keep our cool jobs, and that's what's fun.
Honestly, it hurts for a minute, but then I go, what are we doing this for? We're doing this because we love what we do. We love who we do it for. So, again, it's one of those things. But, boy, we could paper our wall with participation.
Yeah, we have so many certificates.
Someone's going to have to call Knox White and before he leaves office, because you better win before then. You guys need to have a parade, because that's got to happen. And once that happens, it's got to be straight down Main Street so everybody can celebrate.
There you go. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
Honestly,
one day we'll do it.
We worry about the big accolade, because sometimes it's like, okay, and goodbye.
I'll take the job over the trophy any day.
We like being under the radar, it's pretty fun doing that.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it's just like, here's your big award, now it's last call.
Right?
Yeah.
Take care of your servers and your bartenders.
I don't think so.
Right.
No.
That is great. Well, there's so much I want to get into. Let me go ahead and take a break now, because I want to talk about you guys. I want to talk more about this great partnership. 25 years is going to be happening soon. Bill
Bradley, got that right.
Great basketball player.
Beth Bradley are my guests here on Fred the Show. We're back with more in just a moment. All right, back with Bill and Beth after I kind of, fumbled their name.
Hey, Bill Bradley was a great basketball player. Come on, legend Celtic.
Before you two get lost in sports, let me just say.
That's true. My mind is never far from it.
I know you both.
So Beth, you grew up in Lexington, Kentucky.
I did.
What got you into radio?
Well, it was kind of a funny story is I studied broadcast communications, but I did not finish. I took 3 years and I did not graduate. I got into something else. But then I saw an ad in the paper. I said, a radio station, a board op. And I thought, okay, well, let's try that. And I thought it was a receptionist, a board operator. So I'm walking past the receptionist desk going, okay. And they walked me to this big old thing, a seat ats, or whatever that's called, big satellites and all this stuff, and power up, power down. And I'm just going, okay, yeah. And the guy says, you seem like you know what you're talking about. Would you like to have, it was a part-time job, would you like to have the full-time job, 7 to 11? I was like, sure. I was like, I'm going to lie for a part-time. I'm allowed to get a full-time job. And they hired me, quickly learned I knew nothing, and they trained me. And I worked there, and I paged somebody one day, and everything was on satellite, but they're going to take the FM live. And he said, well, she sounds okay. Let's put her on the weekends. It was just one of these things. I just stupidly fell into it. Because I went to study broadcast television. I interned at a TV station. And Fred, you may attest to this. I thought I was going to be covering fires and tracing down bad guys and doing all this stuff. And I was at, water board meetings because they would send the intern, and holding the thing up and doing it for everybody. And so I just thought maybe that wasn't for me.
I had to do a sports internship at one point, and my job was to go out and cover something on the weekend and write the script, and then the head sports guy would come in after playing golf and voice it and then leave. So I did everything but actually get a voice.
Yes.
So anyway, all right, Bill, you go back to film at 11 like me. What got your start in broadcast? And also, was there somebody when you were growing up that you really, a broadcaster, someone on TV that, you really kind of, you were a big fan of?
I was that kid, like when I was 12 years old, had that GE clock radio, the white clock radio with the spin dial, and I would listen to WLS and some of these radio stations at night, and I was just fascinated by it. And that's what really, I knew from the time I was 8, 9 years old that this is what I want to do for a living. I stumbled into the business kind of like Beth did. I was an intern at a radio and TV station, and I worked in the copywriter's office because the guys in the booth didn't want me in there because I was annoying at 19 years of age, 1 year of college, and I'm interning at this radio and TV station. But the copywriter girl quit. She came down the hall and said, I quit. If you're stupid, you'll take this job. And I took the job. And I wound up going to flying in a traffic helicopter. One day there was an audition for the weekend weatherman. I started doing that. Then it was the midday radio guy. And that's how I kind of got into country music. And then a friend of mine who used to work in Charlotte came here to a fledgling radio station called Whistle 100. He said, how'd you like a real challenge? And I had no reason to leave, but it was one of those throw the parachute out of the plane and dive after it. And hopefully I'll get that chute on before I land. Unfortunately, I did hit land. The first 5 years was a real struggle bus, but then Garth Brooks came along, and country music became a thing again.
And Shania Twain and all of them.
I mean, I went through 2 phases of that. In the early days in Charlotte, it was Alabama and Kenny and Dolly and the whole urban cowboy thing, and then the next phase was Garth, and that really helped Whistle One Ever get on the map, and had a really good run until 2000 when my morning show partner decided to hang it up. And I struggled because I thought I'd be fine, but I wasn't. And then one day our boss came to us and said, look, there's this crazy girl up in Kentucky.
Big old redneck.
Just give her a call. And we just hit it off. It was so great. But then we brought you to town and took you to lunch. You want to tell them about that lunch meeting?
Oh, yeah. So I'm sitting here. I'm looking at the menu. There was at City Range in Greenville. And I thought to myself, I'm going to have the mahi-mahi. Now, I'm the only girl at the table. So they come over to see what you want to eat. And Bill says, I had the mahi-mahi. And I'm like, well, you know, in an interview, you can't order what the guy orders that's doing the interview because that looks like you're trying to suck up.
No coup.
So, I don't know. So and I thought afterwards, I said, Bill, I didn't say at the time, later on, because I wanted the job. I said, women are supposed to order first. That's what they do. You let the girl order first. We're in the South. But no. So right then I was like, that man needs me. So
we hired her. This is the funniest thing because it had been kind of a man-oriented show for the first years I did it, from like 87 until 2000. Then Chris leaves. I'm fledgling for about a year. Just couldn't get anything together. Beth joins us that Sunday before we went on the air together. That Monday morning, Beth came in with her crew and they kind of set up our office. We share an office right by the studios. I come in the next morning, the first day we're going on the air, and the whole office is adorned with boa feathers and tiaras.
I nested.
And she did, and I knew from then, as it was like I was the man no more. That this was going to be a her and me show, and it has been.
Let me tell you what, being ignorant sometimes is blissful because I didn't even think about that.
And that was it. We were trying to figure out just adjusting to how you're going to do a show from doing it one way, where we did bits and scripts and fake characters and we wrote them and all that stuff. But the real magic is the chemistry between the two of us. It has been from day one, where we can just talk about anything, and we've got a story to tell and a spin from that. And that's the beauty of doing this show. It really is.
For sure.
I mean, do you have like a rundown? Do you have like
a bit of one?
A little bit prepared, but for the most part, again, it's just...
No.
We do a prep sheet, but again, the most magical moments really, and you guys, if you've listened to the show, and hopefully you have, if not, give us a try.
I think he's working at the time.
This girl has a razor sharp wit and can come back, and that's the real beauty of the show. Is my job is to kind of, hey, set up a topic or something like that, and then she just cuts loose.
Yeah, he makes it funny. It's a little more to it than that, but yeah. The thing with Bill, what's great about Bill is you ever, oh yeah, you're funny, do all this stuff. But Bill, and Fred, you probably can appreciate this. He has to keep us on time. He has to also forward promote. He has to give you the time, the weather, and I'm just over there going, bah! And I don't think about that, sometimes. But 25 years, I'm trying to give him his space too. But hey, he's also have things he has to talk about.
We have been through so many things in our personal lives together, and Beth and I don't go out for cocktails, don't have dinner, but we're like brother and sister, and she is my work wife, and she knows a lot about me, and I know a lot about her. And we just kind of come together at 4:00 in the morning, and we talk a little bit. How was your day? And this, that, and the other thing. Then it's on to the show. Sometimes the things we've gone through we'll bring to the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
But again, the whole idea is to keep it as real as possible and just have fun.
I don't think there's anything we've ever said to one another is off topic. I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, no.
We just kind of lay it out there. Sometimes
pretty much an open
get into
book.
it more gingerly, leave some phrasings out. But it's because if you tell somebody how great you're, like, oh, we were hanging out with Carrie Underwood last night. We were doing this. We were doing that. You also have to tell them, hey, my commode overflowed or whatever it is, or I'm really this guy broke my heart or somebody, whatever it was back in the day.
Yeah.
And that's just life, right?
That's a big part of it, man.
Yeah, you were talking about the country music a little bit earlier and how it kind of 2 phases and that kind of thing. You have a lot of interaction with these stars. Has it changed any more in recent years versus what it was back several years ago?
Well, Bill, you were in it long before I was, but you can answer that. But I do think COVID changed a lot.
COVID changed the way we interact with them. Here's the thing. this is a multi-platform business anymore, and artists have a lot more control over their publicity than they once did. Mm-hmm. And Instagram, TikTok, YouTube has a great deal to do with that. They have their own platform now, and they don't need traditional media as much, but they do appreciate it. Still, I'm telling you, the gold bell is when you hear your song being played on a country radio station. Mm-hmm. At Spotify, that's all well and good, but a certified big-time country radio station like Whistle While Bridge, when they hear their song, it's still a big thrill for them, no matter their age now, however new or experienced they are at this business. But yeah, it used to be, it was like NASCAR back in the day. When I worked in Charlotte, when the guys won a race in Charlotte, whether it's 600 or 500, the next day they would be on our radio show talking to us because that was their only platform. That's a whole different thing now. Yeah. It's pretty much the same for country music stars.
Speaking of platforms, by the way, you guys have now entered, the platform of us, and now, you're doing TV as well as anything else. This is extremely recent.
Yeah,
this was the other day. Yeah, Beth brought in there. They are the Oreo Thanksgiving cookies.
Oh my
Which, Fred, you may remember the Jones sodas that we did on your show once. This is the same concept, but a cookie. We had turkey and dressing Thanksgiving cookie Oreo, and we had the cream corn, which was the worst.
I imagine.
I should have brought you the other cream corn. We had two.
we are such a small operation now. Years ago, we did an EBTV series, but that's when we had a producer, a digital editor guy, and all that stuff. Honest to God, folks, it's just me and Beth in the studios. That's it. And so we got off our butts, and we kind of got a setup like you did here, and we just started doing some stuff
we
in
had
the
nothing
studio.
like Fred. Guys, if you ever get a chance, you got to see this setup. This is pretty sweet.
He's got all these televisions here. We're going to watch football after this.
Exactly. This is a good place to watch games. That's for sure. Yes. Oh, that's incredible. It's just everything in some ways have changed.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're still kind of doing the same kind of show, which I think is good. It's almost like comfort food for people.
Yeah.
We hope so.
I mean, morning routine, especially working mornings. It's part of that morning routine.
Yeah. I mean, you know that better than anything.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever go to the grocery store and they move the bread? No, the bread's supposed to be in the front aisle, not the back aisle. You get upset. And I guess maybe radio and television a little bit like that, especially in the morning. He's like, I like it like this. And what's great about what we do with our show, topics like the news, it's always changing. So, we are who we are. We always keep politics out of it. Nobody cares. We don't care. We're here to entertain and make people laugh, make them forget about politics
and that's,
and all the hardships of life. So we just kind of come in and make fun of things.
Life is hard, and life is very confusing. And sometimes, I speaking for myself, you feel like you've lost control. And there's one thing that is constant, and that is, like Fred in the morning on Channel 7, Ellis and Bradley in the morning on Whistle While Bridge. We're right here doing what we've done for years, and that's just welcome in, neighbor. Here's what's going on. Here's what we think.
Our big topic today on our show was, what do I have now stuffing my turkey with? Because, there's a fingernail on the turkey story from long ago. And the answer today was a Little Debbie Christmas tree cake. I mean, that was our big focus of the show, and the phones were lighting up because it's silly.
Yeah. Stuff it's silly. That, we've been a generational show, so people have been listening for a long time. It's great. I tell you what, it's therapy for us too, folks. Have you know?
It is.
It's definite therapy for us.
It's cheaper too.
It's a lot cheaper.
Absolutely. Well, before we get done, I do want to make sure that we come back and talk about what's happening. Again, this is going to air during Thanksgiving week, and then on the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, 700 Birds, once again, will be thanking you for your service. Sir. But it's also to help so many people across our area.
It is 7,000 men, women, and children served by Miracle Hill. It's a funny thing. I went by our nearby Ingalls over the weekend. It was a frozen turkey donation day, and I got one. I said, I'm going to name this one Ellis and this one Bradley. What did you ask?
Yours better weigh more than mine did. That's all I got. Big old fat turkey over here.
And I can assure you, madam, it did by a whole 5 ounces.
Oh, well, whatever.
But again, thanks to everyone who have donated. Thanks to everyone who's volunteered. If you go to miraclehill.org/turkey fry, or just Google turkey fry. Thanks to the folks at Channel 7 and other great media. You guys have made this thing kind of an event every Tuesday before Thanksgiving. But it is our Thanksgiving for sure. And I want to quickly remind you that when we had our first Christmas together 25 years ago, Beth said, why don't we do a toy drive? And we've done all kinds of interesting ones, but now it's evolved into something really great. We'll do this at Bridgeway Station in the 12th, is that right? Saturday in December. Yeah. And you're invited to come out to Bridgeway Station. It's a fabulous place, and they've been a great host last year and again this year. And we're going to help the Marines stuff that 7-ton truck, so you can join us for that event as well. This is just a really good time of year. We love this.
Yeah, I saw you guys there last year because that's the weekend they do their big holiday market.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, I saw Fred with two beautiful women. I said, "Wait a minute, that's his wife and daughter." What's going on?
Exactly.
I was like, "Oh, it's his wife and daughter. We're good."
Ridgeway Station. I thought, what in the Game of Thrones is this place right here?
Yeah,
it is awesome, and they've been wonderful hosts for our event. So we're looking forward to being there during their holiday market again this year. And then we're going to take 2 weeks off.
Yes.
Very, very well planned. I'm taking about a week off in there someplace, but not quite 2. And just looking ahead, in just about the last minute or so I got with you, it'll be 25 years when? Did you
March
say?
5th.
March 5th.
March 5th.
Any big plans?
We
think there's a concert. We think there's a party. We don't know. They're putting something. Who's supposedly coming in on the 5th, Billy?
We have a concert with, I believe, the Eli Young Band. That's going to be at the Peace Center.
Yes.
It just coincided with the date of our anniversary. We went down the hall to our powers to be and said, "Hey, you're doing it," and they said, "What's your?" Oh, that's right. Well,
no, I think it was a little more thought than that.
But we'll do something. We want to make it a celebration, but not too big of a celebration because we're not going anywhere.
Not a going away party. It's a we're still here party.
Yes, exactly. Marking the milepost and not the end. Let's make sure of that. Right. I got time for one more question. I need a quick answer on it because you two are big stars and you know the country music types.
Big stars.
In your phone, in your contacts, who's the most famous person in your contacts?
Fred Cunningham.
Bill Ellis. Yeah, we get the record reps numbers, not so much.
Yeah, I used to have Blake Shelton's number. Suddenly it was
no more calls from him.
It was those midnight calls, I guess.
Sorry, what you wearing did not
Caller
go.
has been blocked. Yeah, I understand completely. Bill Ellis, Beth Bradley. Whistle 100.5, 5 to 10 every weekday morning. Of course, the best of on the weekends.
Yes,
every Saturday.
Very, very good. Thanks for being here. Thanks for everything that you do with the turkey fry every year. 19 years, and just keep going on and on.
Thank you, Fred. Thanks for having us, too. I appreciate it.
My pleasure to have you with me today. That is Fred, the show for this week. We'll see you next time right here on WSPA Plus.